Hey guys, UnseenHero here bringing guys a Call of Duty gameplay with my sexy voice commentating over it, but I'm not commentating about the game as usual. I'm going to be talking about a subject that you don't care about, and hopefully by the end of it you'll be interested. But what I do want to say about the gameplay is that there's 3 clips in here, I guess you could say, and I had them stored up on my hard drive and I'm trying to clean it up, so I put all 3 of them here for you. The first one is an ace and search and destroy. Second one is a objective played CTF. And the last one is me almost going flawless in domination, like score-wise it was like 107-0 I think, but the host rage quits. So now that you know about the gameplay, I can get onto my story of what happened today to me. It happened to me today. So this is what happened. I woke up and my mother came to me, and I'm a little bit sick, so you might hear me like sniffling my nose or whatever that is because I have a runny nose. So my mother came up to me and she said that she wouldn't be home because my sister would be working. She's getting volunteering and my dad's working, so I'd be home alone. And now I know what you're thinking. You're like, Unseen, I get where you're going at. You're gonna fap all day long. And I'm like, and what I'm telling you is no. I have better things to do than fap all day long, right? I can control myself. And then you might be like, oh, you're gonna invite your girlfriend over, eh? Wink, wink. And I'm like, no, not that either. I got video games to play. That's right, I got video games. So, that's what happened. I was playing video games all day. And after like 2 hours into the gaming session, I got a random craving for Mountain Dew. So what happened is that I gave myself a challenge. I'm like, if I find $5 in 10 minutes, I'll leave my house and get some Mountain Dew. And the reason it was such a hard thing for me to do is because it's kind of cloudy outside and we've been having bad weather for the past 3 days. But I was like, if I find this money, I'll go ahead and do it. So I found $5.10. So I went out of my pajamas, which is hard for me to do. I hate getting out of my pajamas. I got out of my pajamas, took my shower, and I just took any random clothing, right? I have like pants with holes on and like this random ugly t-shirt that's like for bedtime. But I was like, whatever. The Depender is like 3 minutes away from my house. It's not that bad. So I was leaving the house. As I'm leaving the house, I'm like, should I get my iPod? After I'm like, nah, it's only like 3 minutes from my house. So as I'm walking, I'm like, hey, should I get my bike? And after I'm like, nah, am I that lazy? It's only 3 minutes away from my house. I could walk there. So I'm starting to walk. You know, it's getting cold. I'm like, it's only 3 minutes, whatever. And I get to the store, and I'm like looking at all the drinks, and I see the guy looking at me, right? He's giving me like a dirty look. So I'm like, all right, let's go prove that I'm a good guy. So I go to him. I'm like, do you guys have any Mountain Dew? And he's like, nope, we have no more Mountain Dew. And I'm like, all right, thank you, Apu. So I leave the store and I start walking. And I'm walking home and I'm like, I really want Mountain Dew. I want my Mountain Dew. So what happened is that there's outlet stores near my house. So what I decided to do is walk to these outlet stores, which maybe 15 minutes, I guess, say, away from my house. So I changed my trajectory and walked towards the Walmart. So I'm walking, and after 15 minutes of walking in this cold, I finally get there, and I look to the soft drink section, and I see this 2-liter Mountain Dew, right? It's like $1.97. The situation is, my mother always buys. I have like a bunch of juice in my house, right? I have no problem with that. Just that I was craving Mountain Dew, so if my mother found out I had Mountain Dew, or like I bought it, she would really get pissed at me. Because first, I left the house without calling her. Second, I bought juice when we already have. And how did I get that money? She knows I'm broke, so she would know I found it in the house. So I couldn't let her find out I left the house and got Mountain Dew. So I couldn't buy that one. I saw this 12 cans of 355 milliliter format, and I'm like, that's just too much. It's $3.97. I was like, let's go see what else the other stores have. So I went to a Farmer Pre, which is a drug market, and they didn't have. So I'm like, all right, let's walk to a supermarket, which is like right next to us. So I walked in. It's like it's called Super C, and it's a supermarket, right? So you buy food and whatnot there. I go to soft drink section, and they have the Mountain Dew again, but in the 2-liter format. And I'm like, okay, I can't have 2-liter format, even though it's cheaper here. The situation still remains that I have to hide it. And I was looking for those like 750 milliliter bottles, you know, like Coke or whatever. Just like those small bottles that you drink with your like food during lunch or whatever. You get out of like a soda machine. I was looking for one of those, but they didn't have for some reason. So I was like, all right, screw this. I'm just gonna go back to Walmart and buy the 12 cans because I had a bright idea where I'd drink 3 of the cans and hide the rest so my mother wouldn't find out. So that's what I did. took another like maybe 5 minute, 6 minute, I don't know how long it was to Walmart. I was starting to get cold because of the weather outside, and my feet were starting to hurt. But I was like, whatever, I'm getting my Mountain Dew, it's all worth it. So I get into Walmart. I'm all happy, you know, doing my epic walk. I get my 12 can 355 milliliter format, and I go towards the cashier, the cash. And there's three lines, right? There's express lane and 2 other ones. And the express lane had like 40 people in it. After the other one had like 2 people, and the other one had like 8. So I went to the one initially that had 2 people in it. So I got in, and as I got into that one, there's a couple that got into the express lane. So usually when situations like this occur, I have like a mental race. I'm like, alright, let's see who gets out of here faster. Let's see who made the smarter choice. And obviously, they made the smarter choice. They left within like 10 minutes, and I was waiting in that line for like another 40 minutes until it was my turn. And I was just like, damn, they were smart. Screw me, I'm so dumb. But I was like, oh, it's alright, you know. I waited 40 minutes, but I have my Mountain Dew. I'm getting my Mountain Dew. So it was $3.97, and while waiting in line, I did the calculations, and it was coming out to maybe $4.70 in my mind. So what happens is I put the Mountain Dew down, and I stick out my hand. You know, I'm ready to give him money because I have $5.10. I know I'm gonna have more than enough, and I was about to say keep the change. I was preparing my lips to say keep the change. So she puts it down, and she says, "Is that it?" And I'm like, "Yep," because you know everyone in my row had like 80,000 things. But she says, "Is that it?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes." And so she puts in the price. I stick out my hand, ready to give my money. I'm like, about to utter the words "keep the change," and she says it's $5.12. I'm like, what? She's like $5.12. I didn't believe her, so I look on the little the machine there where it says the price. I don't know what you want to call it, the screen, and it says 5.12. And I was like, oh my god, I have $5.10. Are you serious? I'm missing 2 cents. So I open my hand and start to count the money, like somehow 2 cents are gonna magically appear in my hand. So I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.1. And I go to her, I'm like, I have $5.10. And I was hoping for like a pity trip, like for her to be like, alright, whatever, walk away without your 2 cents. Because that's what they do at the depender. But this is Walmart, you know, this is another caliber, this is different. And I don't like asking people for money. I don't like asking people for stuff. Stuff, money. I hate asking for stuff. So what happens is I didn't ask anyone. So that's pretty much what happened. The lady rolled her eyes, called the dude to come and get the Mountain Dew, and I left the store. I walked back home in the cold rain. My feet were hurting me, and I came back home without any Mountain Dew. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Unseen here, signing off. Peace.